Welcome folks to the exciting world of post and beam barn building. In today's adventure, we are going to unveil the secret of building your own post and beam barn or a modified timber frame structure. Let's get started. So we're going to break this thing down step by step so that you can learn how to build a barn like a pro. That means no guesswork, no expensive mistakes. I'm going to put my 15 years of experience designing, building, helping other people build these barns into this video so that you don't make any mistakes as long as you follow the system that I put in place. So first things first, since we have limited time with this video, we are just going to cover a broad overview of the construction process so that you just get a broad foundation to start from, and then we're going to fill in the details. In future videos, we actually have filled in a lot of the details in past videos that you can go back and look at, but we're going to do those again. We're going to get even more detailed in the future. If you want to go even more in depth, go to barngeek.com and register to join our free post and beam barn building course, where there's video lessons and written lessons that go along with this video and go into a little bit more depth where we don't have a lot of time to do on this video. We go into depth there, and it's all free. Just go over, put your name and email address in, and I will send that course right out to you. So we're going to start with the U-bracket. The U-bracket is the key component that we designed that attaches the post to the foundation, and it attaches very securely. This U-bracket is designed in such a way that you don't have to brace your posts. You can just put them in the U-bracket, screw them down, drill your holes, put your bolts in place, and you have a very secure attachment for your post to the foundation. And then you can start building from there. So the first step in building your barn is to make sure that you have a nice square platform to start from, nice and level surface to work from, and then start installing your posts. Before you install your posts, you're going to want to cut them to length and make sure your foundation is level. So if it's not level, you're going to want to be able to shim your posts up or down to make them level, because you're going to pre-cut the angle that the rafter will be at on the top of the post. So your post won't be trimmed after it's put up. It's going to be done. So refer to your plans that you can get at barngeek.com. Once your posts are in place, it's time to install some of your girts around your barn. This will help to stiffen up the frame as you go up so that you can install more of the timber members that go into your barn. And then, so you need to cut all of your girts and install them with 4-inch rigid structural screws, and those are available on our website, barngeek.com. Make sure you use a level so that they're all level. Well, once you get the girts attached to your shorter post, if you have a lean-to on your barn and you have shorter posts, once you get those girts attached, then you can move on to the taller posts in the center. You may need to use a piece of equipment. These are going to be heavier posts, usually 6x8. A lot of times what I like to do is cut that top angle and then cut the bottom 90 degrees, and then go ahead and measure and install the T-plate that will carry the tie beam across the structure. I like to use the T-plate as a place to connect my strap. It helps keep the strap from slipping and hold the post upright while I'm setting it. Now it's time for your tie beams. These are usually 6x10 and they range from 16 to 20 feet long. You're going to want to cut them to length, measure the bottom of your posts, or make sure your posts are plumb first. Measure that. Refer to your plans, make sure the measurement between your posts and the measurement on your plans match as closely as possible. If you're within a 1/16 of an inch, I wouldn't worry about that, but if you're an 1.5 inches off, I would definitely worry about that. So make sure that those two measurements coincide with each other, and then cut your tie beam and lift it in place either with a tractor, with a jib pull, or with a tractor with a forkable rafter. My script! Either with a tractor and a forkable rafter boom lift. That yellow thingy. So after you get all your tie beams up, now it's time to put your floor joists in. There's a wide range of possibilities when it comes to your floor joists. You can do 6x6 floor joists, 24 inches to 36 inches on center, with 2-inch thick or 1.5-inch thick tongue and groove loft decking. You can do 2x8s, 2x10s, 16 inches on center with just 1-inch rough cut pine. Just a lot of different. You can do logs, half round logs, 36 inches on center, 24 inches on center, with appropriate size of decking. Just a lot of different things you could do. Whatever, I would just recommend, if you're sawing your own lumber out, if you have large logs, cut 2x, cut 2x10s, 2x8s. If you have small logs, you can use a lot of logs that you would have been firewood for floor joists just by flattening two sides. So it just depends on the material you have. If you have a lot of excess material that's short, and you can cut a lot of, 6 to 8 foot long floor decking, use that. So then once you get your floor joists installed and your loft decking, then you can move on to the rafters. So now we're going to talk about rafters. We're going to talk about the rafter beams, the collar ties, the king posts, the lean-to rafters, all that stuff. So, go ahead and put your floor deck on so that you have a surface to work off of. And you really can build off of that deck piece by piece, especially if you build like a jib pole. That would work really well to lift those rafters in place. There is an alternate construction method that we'll cover in another video that is more of a machine-based method. I just want to give you a little caveat there. So if you're interested in the more machine-based construction, that's just a little faster, it's not a DIY, it's more of a contractor type construction method where you rent a machine and you do it quickly, comment below and say, hey, I'd like to see that video, and I'll put out another video that kind of details the construction method, because it's a little bit different of an approach. So once you get your lean-to rafters on, or if you don't have lean-to rafters, put your loft deck in the center of the barn. If you only have a partial loft deck, it might be a good idea to go ahead and install some scaffolding, some temporary scaffolding to go across the other tie beams where you're going to have open space, or just build kind of a temporary loft in that area just as a working platform that you can disassemble later. It's really worthwhile to have that working platform. You don't have to walk up and down ladders all the time. Once you have that nice stable platform to work from, and you've built a jib pole, we're gonna have plans for a jib pole in the library, probably already due by the time you're watching this video. But if you become a member of the library, you'll see that coming up. It's really simple to build. You really don't need plans. Build that jib pole, and then you can lift those rafter beams up into the second floor and set them in place. If you're building a gambrel, you would put the two side rafter beams, the lower rafter beams up first, and then the queen posts, and then you put that center rafter in place after that. If you're doing just a gable, well, then you really could, if you want to, build the entire rafter right there on that second floor deck, right in front of where you're going to put it up, and then use the jib pole to pick it up into place. Or you can do one side at a time, kind of one side here, one side there, and then tie everything together. Especially if you have a queen post in your design to hold the center of that rafter beam. If you don't have a queen post, you can always put in temporary queen posts and then take them out later. I know a lot of people like a clear span. They'll use a king post like this up here. So they have more of a clear span. So that's really up to you. There's plans for both in the library. And if you need plans, by the way, barngeek.com, we have like 25 or so complete sets of barn plans available, all in one library. So you just pay one price and you get the whole thing. So when you go to place your rafters, you're going to need the correct fasteners. And for those, I recommend rigid structural screws. We carry a Wood Pro brand on the website, but you can get something locally if you want. JRK screws are fine, and there's various other brands. However, I am kind of particular to the brand that we carry, and If you look up the price, they're I think the last I checked, they were half the price of the GRKs, so you might want to look into it. That's all I'm saying. So, and you're going to need those screws to assemble those rafters, all the rafter beams and the collar ties and the king posts. It's up to you if you want to attach the rafter to the post with RSS screws. And RSS is rigid structural screw. You can totally use that, but there is, I mean, I do recommend upgrading that joint to a 4-hole strap plate. And those 4-hole strap plates are available. Again, we've got diagrams for them in our Barn Plans library. If you download our Barn Plans library, you'll get our hardware drawings, which is, you know, it's like Pizza Hut giving away the recipe for their sauce, right? But we include the drawings for the bracketry right in the Barn Plans library. So so you can have, the reason I do that is so that you can have the hardware made in a local machine shop, if you prefer that. We have a local machine shop that we have make hardware, and we make it custom order. You need a quote, send us an email, we'll send you a quote. Either way, the product will be made in the USA. So, yeah, don't order the stuff that's made in China, please. And also, like, another point on that I really should bring out. The most important thing is you use hardware that is adequate. There are lower cost hardware alternatives out there. And a lot of them are name brand. But the difference is big. So the T-plate that you would get from, say, one of the big brands weighs 3 pounds, okay? But our T-plates weigh 10 pounds. So ours are, I think, 5 times as thick, something like that. They're just ridiculously large. And the Simpson brackets are not designed for this use. So we designed our T-plates for this specific use. So if you're going to go with a different company making your brackets, or just buying brackets from a different company, make sure they're 1/4 inch thick, and you use 2 per joint, and use 1/2 inch bolts at least. You can go up to 5/8 if you want. And follow the specs. Make sure they are at least close to the specs that are in the library. Because if you don't, and the price is really not that much different. So you're going to get way more value for the price. So, I mean, if you don't want to get them from me, that's fine. That's why I put the drawings in the hardware, so that, or in the library, so that you can get your brackets from a local machine shop. You take these drawings to any local machine shop that has a plasma cutter, and a lot of them do now, a plasma CNC machine, and they'll be able to burn them out for you, no problem. So there's really no reason not to. So I'm going to put some video clip in here, some videos of us assembling these rafters. It's really difficult to explain without the visual aid, so you'll see us running 8-inch RSS screws into the different various joints. You'll see us lifting it in place with a lifting strap and that rafter boom I was referring to earlier. That really is a handy rafter boom. And then, of course, you could also build your own jib boom, like I said. But yeah, just follow the drawings in your plans. Make sure you put at least 2 of the RSS screws per joint. More would be better. In some of those joints, it requires more. But refer to your plans, and if you have a question at all, make sure you ask. You can ask either in the comments below, or you can go to our Facebook page. On Facebook, we have a page called Barn Geeks DIY. It's Barn Geeks DIY. It's something else. But there's a lot of guys in there that have done it before, and they can answer your questions too. They're super helpful. So you can get your questions answered. If you don't get your questions answered in those places, just send me an email. So now that you've got your rafters lifted in place, now it's time to put those purlins on the roof. So the purlins are the connecting member. You can see them right behind me here. The connecting member from rafter to rafter, okay? And that's what holds the roof in place. That holds the roof decking. So whether it's steel or one by rough cut or OSB or whatever you decide to put on your roof, these are 3 inches by 6 inches, spaced 24 inches on center. We'll be supporting that material. So, and these are, remember, these rafters are 10 feet apart. So you need that big purlin across there to hold, to span that distance. These are laying flat. You can stand them up. So if you need a higher snow load capacity, just rotate them 90 degrees and stand them up. And then if you do that, make sure you block between every one of those. That'll keep the girt from shifting like this when it's up there. So there, once you get your girts in place, then you can decide whether you're going to put rough cut, OSB, steel on the roof. This roof we decided to go with steel because, it's just a quick pavilion and we wanted to get it done quick. So, and low cost. It's extremely low cost. This plan is in the library, by the way. Got other videos on it. It cost me like $6 grand to build this 20 by 30. Really economical. Actually cost less than that. That includes labor. I figured that in for you. But the channel, there's more videos. Talks about that. Alright, so once you get your roof deck in place and you get your roofing on, put shingles on, steel, whatever. Put your board and batten siding. 1x10 board, 1x3 batten is what I recommend, but you can put steel on it, you can put whatever you want. Just please don't put vinyl on it. It's garbage. It's garbage. So anyway, if you want to do it, it's your barn. It's fine, whatever. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but don't do vinyl. It's bad stuff. So then, of course, if you're gonna add a cupola, you're gonna want to do that while you're roof decking, dormers, windows. You want to frame your windows with the girts that are on the side, 2x6s. It's real simple, just like a picture frame. Just make a box. Not much to it. And the beautiful thing about a timber frame like this is if you decide you want to put a window in, you just cut a hole and put a window in. Cut a hole, frame it in, and put your window in. You don't have to worry about headers or whether the supporting wall will be affected or anything like that, because everything is supported by these posts and these bents. These trusses, these are bents. So this post and the rafter, it's all one system. It's called a bent, and that's what supports these buildings. So anything in between, cut it out. Put your window in, put your door in, don't matter. It's all, the girts are really only there to hold the sheathing in place. I mean, you could even, if you had the budget, you could probably install the entire space with windows if you wanted to. It's designed that way. So yeah, I mean, at that point, that pretty much covers it, guys. There's not much left after that. That's a broad overview of the construction procedure of your barn. Oh, doors. Doors, we didn't talk about doors. You can put sliding doors on. You can put overhead garage doors on. You can build your own doors. You can buy doors. Whatever you want to do. They're accounted for in the Barn Plans Library. There's there's posts that frame out the doorway. Adjust those according to your needs, and then hang a garage door. I would do sliders because it looks traditional. It looks good. And speaking of sliders, one of the biggest holdbacks for people doing sliders is they don't have a way to automatically open that door. But I got something in the mail the other day, and the video will be coming up soon, in a few months, where you can slide open those slider doors automatically from your car. So that'll be cool. Anyway, so subscribe so you don't miss that. So yeah, once you get the doors in, the trim, fascia, soffit, all that good stuff, I am definitely going a 10,000 foot overview of this. If you want to get deeper involved with everything, sign up for the free course on our website, and I'll send you videos and articles that detail how to do every step so that you don't get anything wrong. And besides that, you want to subscribe to the channel because there are going to be a lot more videos coming soon. We've got a barn project that we're going to be working on, If you guys have any questions at all, ask them in the description. Let us know on email. Go to our Barn Geeks Facebook page, and we'll be happy to answer them. So with that, thank you for watching. Have a fantastic day. And remember, learn, teach, build, and thrive. Have a great day.